betting degenerates and fellow douche canoes, welcome back to another week of the greatest online video show about sports betting that's ever been recorded by me. I, of course, am Damon D, leader of men, breaker of hearts, eater of bacon, flogger of donkeys, keeper of bees, baker of pies, hater of jets, lover of sports, wager of wars, cutter of rugs, googler of smut. This week, we'll be diving in deep into the intricacies of sports betting at BetUS.com. We'll go through some of the highs and lows from last week, and we'll get a visit from the guys and gals down at Inside the Lines. Now let's get to it, compadres. It's time for your sports betting news. All right, let's start with Monday night, shall we? 152 freaking yards in penalties, Green Bay. 152. That's 3 times the total passing yards of the Jacksonville Jaguars from week 3. Now, that Green Bay fumble with 2:18 left in the fourth quarter was the perfect tiny little bow atop the little gift to Chicago of what was a complete clusterfuck of a game for the Packers. It's like they lovingly wrapped their terrible game in bubble paper for us for easy overnight shipping. Jay Cutler in a win looks simply Grossman-like. And I'm beginning to think the common denominator behind Chicago's perpetual bad quarterback play is less guy behind center and more guy with the headset on the sidelines. Now, not only did Chicago cover, but they're now 3-0 and the only undefeated team in the NFC. Thanks for that, football gods. Yeah, now also, we can't do this week's news without mentioning the new darlings of the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. In 3 weeks, the football talking heads have actually gone through every conceivable football cliche and actually culminated this weekend in comparing Matt Castle to John freaking Elway. So what's the secret behind the success of this 3-0 gem of a football team? Hands full of balls. Just ask Alex Mack and Anthony Davis. So opponents of the Chiefs, a little advice. Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands. Hey, Detroit fans, I know you're thinking about it. Now let's move a little north of the border, shall we? To the sports betting couch. Now each week here on the Sports Betting Couch, we're taking on some of the more intricate details of how to bet on sports. Now I know there's those of us who've been doing this a while, and stuff like parlays and teasers and pleasers are just part of our sports betting vernacular. But for me, the most asked 3 questions I get from week to week are, what the is a teaser? How the hell do I parlay? And why do you move your hand so much? Well, this week we're going to be opening the Pandora's box that is the sports betting parlay. The scariest way to make a crap load of money betting on sports. So what is a parlay? Well, by definition, it's a bet comprising the sum of a prior wager plus its winnings, or a series of bets made in such a manner which makes 0 sense to me and also makes my head hurt. So let's break this down in Damon D terms. It's when you bet on 2 or more games or events and combine them together, increasing your risk of losing, but also increasing your profit at the same time. Now the catch is, regardless of how many events you bet on, you can do up to 20 at BetUS.com. They all have to come through for you to win the entire wager. One miss, and you're done. Now the awesome part is, if you do win each wager, you can rake in a ton of dough. Now let's go through what placing a parlay bet looks like on the website for BetUS.com. Here's the deal. You want to place a parlay bet, all you got to do is choose more than one game at the same time. We're going to grab the Denver Broncos here, we'll go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we'll add in the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, this is for experimental purposes only. People don't really take my advice on these, but check it out. On the top right there, your bet slip. It is now highlighted. All you've got to do now is check your bet type. You want to hit parlay in this instance, and whammy, it populates your bet slip with the parlay bet. Now, for the tough part. All you got to do, scroll down, add the amount you'd like to place on that single parlay, and wow, it does all the fancy math stuff for you. Now you just scroll down, click place my bets, and you're off to the races. That's about it. Now get your butt to BetUS and start making some parlays. In the meantime, let's check in with Kenyon, Vinci, and Sandy to see what's happening this week on Inside the Lines.
Hey, yo, what's up, Damon? Hey, we sitting here in the OC, Buffalo Wild Wings again, just chilling, having some wings, drinking some beers, and I am just kicking it with two of my favorite people. Sandy Taylor, and I ain't gotta say nothing, when you see it, you know what I'm talking about, and my boy Vincey Glenn. Now, Vincey look
old.
You
gotta say, why can't you, when you see me, you know what you're talking about, too? I don't roll like that.
You see how you see when because I'm distracted, man.
Okay.
You know, I'm used to, y'all understand what I'm saying. Hey, but Damon, man, hey, where you at? You got to come kick it with us a little bit. Stop staying in them studios reading all them stats, man. You need to get out a little bit more. Come join us.
Well, week 4 in the NFL already. Almost a quarter of the games are going to be played come Monday night. It's bonkers, you guys. Now, if you've got an opinion or a take on any game, line, or team, BetUS will pay you with money for your input, regardless of how ridiculous or absolutely adorable your opinion may be. Just drop us a line, video@betus.com for more information. Honest, you don't even have to be good or lucky to get your stuff live. Hell, I don't actually even work here. So week 4, there's a bunch of meaty games on the board in the BetUS Sportsbook. We're taking a look at the Houston Texans visiting the Oakland Raiders. Houston laid an egg in week 3 after losing starting left tackle Dwayne Brown for 4 games, and Andre Johnson being slightly hobbled with an ankle injury. He was held to just 64 yards, and Matt Schaub sacked 4 times in the loss, and the offense sputtered as they attempted to adjust to DeMarcus Ware doing unspeakably terrible things to a rookie offensive lineman. Now the Raiders, they had a heart-wrenching loss as Seabass missed a chip shot to let the Cardinals escape with a victory on Sunday, and they looked almost okay at times with Bruce Gradkowski at the helm, but we've seen this rodeo before with Big Bruce, and it's really just a matter of time before he remembers that he's Bruce Gradkowski. Now, the fanfare of the big loss to Dallas and Oaktown money coming in has kept this line at 3 points for the Texans on the road in Oakland. Now, I think the Raiders will be a decent team at home this year, but the value here lies with the Texans -3 after having a week to adjust to the loss of Brown and Johnson time to heal. I love the Texans here, -3 points. Now, that's it, suckers. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, twitter.com/Damon D, and my Facebook page, facebook.com/Damon Durante. Now, get to BetUS.com, sign up. They'll send you a ton of swag and bonuses. Just don't tell them Damon D sent you. See you next week. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.